So at that point, are you keeping a routine for writing and seeking publication, or when does that begin?
No, there was no routine. There was a lot of hope and a lot of dreaming. And
both important.
Yes, definitely have to have that motivation. My first book was published in 1989, and I like to say it was, a stroke of luck. It was an alphabet book of Texas, and I got the idea from going back to visit my parents in Hawaii. There was a great book out called A is for Aloha. And I thought, okay, well, if this book is selling, certainly a book called T is for Texas, might sell. So I had a great time putting that together, was able to find a small press, and, it did well. So then, at that time, though, I was back in school and working in the store full time, and I didn't have time for creative work. So that all got put on hold until I left the store about 5 years later. And then I thought, okay, it's January. I'm not at the store anymore. I'm going to write a story. So I wrote a picture book and I sent it to an editor, and then I waited. I waited for the call or for a letter. And, I went on with life. I got a job at the university. I, just had more free time. I enjoyed, not having regular hours. And in December of that year, I heard from the editor, and it was, oh, thank you so much, but no thanks. And I went, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to write more. I mean, I just had no clue.
You let one editor say this book is dead, and now on to more writing?
Yes. And I probably worked on the story maybe a month or so. I mean, I was so clueless as to the process, as to, oh no, Anne, if you want to write, you should write more often. So I just have to laugh at myself. That next...
No, this is wonderful, because all the authors out there who are listening that are either doing something similar or have done something similar can be laughing. We're all laughing with you. Nobody's laughing at you.
No, it's just crazy. And then through the bookstore, I became acquainted with Kathi Appelt. And I was in Austin, and she lived like an hour and a half away in College Station. And she was offering a week-long children's writing workshop. I thought, oh, perfect. I'm going to take it. And that was my exposure to what a real writer could do. And it was a workshop that changed my life. And I'm forever indebted to her for that, for her feedback. I tried a new story and submitted it, and, have been writing on and off ever since.
So Kathi Appelt, former guest, go back, esteemed audience, check the archives. I don't remember what episode it was, but you can't miss it. In fact, I quote her now every time I do a class. I used to do a self-deprecating joke that why would you want to write, or you have to be a little bit of a megalomaniac to be a writer, because why should someone read your new book when there are already so many wonderful books in the world, which I thought was a nice self-deprecating joke, have a little chuckle. show humility. That was the plan. And she looked me dead in the eye on this very podcast and said, "Don't say that. There is a reader out there for every book, and that book will find the reader at just the right time." I said, "Well, my God, that's so much more inspirational than what I've been saying." So now I am in that, and I say Kathi Appelt's wisdom every chance I get. She's incredible. So that must have taught you just about everything you'd ever hope to know about writing, right?
Oh yeah, sure. No. Which is why I eventually made my way to Vermont College of Fine Arts, because while I did have another picture book published, I was trying to figure out how to write a novel, and I think I was making some progress. But I do best when I'm in school, when I have that routine and have assignments and someone mentoring me. So while I loved and still do appreciate all the critique groups I've been in over the years, it's not their job, my critique partner's job, to teach me everything there is to know or that they know about writing. So I took the initiative and went back to school.